What if I told you there's an Australian city where you can swim with dolphins in the morning, taste world-class wine by afternoon, and witness one of the most spectacular sunsets on Earth by evening? And it's not Sydney or Melbourne. I'm about to reveal the 15 absolutely mind-blowing experiences in Adelaide that 90% of travelers completely miss, including a secret underground tunnel system that connects the entire city, and a beach where you can literally walk up to wild kangaroos. But here's the crazy part: number 7 on this list completely changed my perspective on Australia forever, and I guarantee it will shock you too. So stick around because we're counting down from 15 to 1, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming at number 1. Before we dive in, if you love discovering hidden gems and off-the-beaten-path adventures, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You're going to want to see where we explore next. G'day adventure seekers. I'm your name, and over the past month, I've been exploring every corner of Adelaide, South Australia's best-kept secret. While millions flock to Sydney and Melbourne, I've discovered that Adelaide might just be Australia's most underrated city. From world-renowned wine regions to pristine beaches, from cultural festivals to wildlife encounters that will make your jaw drop, Adelaide has it all. And today, I'm sharing the 15 absolute best experiences that will make you want to book your flight immediately. But here's what makes this video different: I'm not just giving you tourist traps. These are experiences that locals actually love, hidden gems I discovered through weeks of exploration, and some surprises that even shocked the Adelaide natives I met. So grab your notepad because you're going to want to save this list. Let's dive in. Number 15, Rundle Mall and AMP Pedestrian Precinct. Starting at number 15, we have Rundle Mall. But wait, before you roll your eyes thinking, another shopping center, let me tell you why this place blew my mind. This isn't just any mall, it's Australia's first pedestrian-only shopping precinct, and it's got some seriously cool secrets. First, the street performers here are absolutely incredible. I witnessed a guy juggling flaming torches while riding a unicycle, and the crowd was mesmerized. But here's the hidden gem: look up. The architecture tells the story of Adelaide's evolution. You'll see buildings from the 1800s standing right next to ultra-modern structures. And if you know where to look, there are hidden laneways filled with stunning street art. The shopping is fantastic too, from high-end boutiques to quirky local stores selling uniquely Australian items you won't find anywhere else. I found the most amazing opal jewelry here that cost half what I'd pay in Sydney. If you're already planning your Adelaide trip, drop a comment below with Rundle, and I'll send you my secret list of the best hidden shops here. Number 14, North Terrace Cultural Boulevard. Number 14 will satisfy your cultural cravings. North Terrace, Adelaide's Cultural Boulevard. This single street houses more cultural institutions than some entire cities. We're talking about the South Australian Museum with its incredible Aboriginal cultural collection, the Art Gallery of South Australia, and the State Library. But here's what nobody tells you: you can spend an entire day here completely free. Most of these institutions have free admission, and the Aboriginal cultural exhibits at the SAW Museum are absolutely mind-blowing. I learned more about Australia's Indigenous history in 2 hours here than I did in years of school. And the architecture. These buildings are like walking through a history book. The University of Adelaide campus here looks like something straight out of Harry Potter. I actually saw students studying under century-old stone archways. Pro tip: visit on a Wednesday evening when many venues have extended hours and special events. It's like the entire street comes alive. Number 13, Adelaide Oval and AMP Sports Precinct. Sports fans, number 13 is going to get your heart racing. Adelaide Oval. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not usually a huge sports fan, but this place is absolutely spectacular. This isn't just a stadium, it's an architectural masterpiece that somehow blends historic grandstands from 1929 with ultra-modern facilities. Even if there's no game on, you need to take the stadium tour. You'll go behind the scenes, walk on the actual field, and here's the crazy part: they have a roof climb experience where you can literally walk on top of the stadium roof. The views from up there are insane. You can see the entire city, the hills, and on a clear day, you can spot the ocean. I was up there at sunset and it was honestly one of the most beautiful views I've ever experienced in Australia. And the food. Even the stadium food here is gourmet. I had a kangaroo burger that was absolutely delicious. Yes, you read that right, kangaroo. When in Australia, right. Number 12 Glenelg Beach and Amp, Jetty. Ready for some beach vibes? Number 12 takes us to Glenelg Beach. This isn't just any beach, it's got serious historical significance. This is where the first European settlers landed in South Australia back in 1836. But forget the history lesson for a second because this beach is absolutely stunning. The sand is pristine white, the water is crystal clear, and here's something unique: you can take a heritage tram from the city center directly to the beach. It's like stepping back in time as you ride these beautifully restored 1929 trams. But the real magic happens on the jetty. Walking out over the water as the sun sets is pure magic. And if you're brave enough, there's fantastic fishing here. The locals taught me to fish for whiting, and I actually caught my dinner. The beachfront restaurants are incredible too. I had the freshest seafood platter of my life while watching dolphins play in the surf. Yes, dolphins. Which brings me to something incredible that's coming up later in this list. Wait, did I just say dolphins? That's just a taste of the wildlife encounters waiting for you in Adelaide. But before we continue, I have to ask how many of you knew Adelaide had beaches this beautiful? Drop a comment below with your favorite beach activity: swimming, surfing, fishing, or just relaxing. And while you're down there, if you're loving these hidden gems, smash that like button. It really helps me continue making these in-depth travel guides. Now, let's keep counting down because number 11 involves a secret that most Adelaideans don't even know exists. Number 11 Adelaide Central Market. Number 11 is a feast for all your senses. Adelaide Central Market. Operating since 1869, this is one of the largest covered markets in the Southern Hemisphere. But here's what makes it special: this isn't just tourist food, this is where locals actually shop. I spent an entire morning here just talking to vendors, and every single one had a story. There's a cheese vendor whose family has been here for 4 generations, a spice merchant who sources ingredients directly from his family farm in Greece, and a baker who gets up at 3 a.m. every day to make fresh bread. The free tastings here are incredible. I tried more cheese, olives, nuts, and exotic fruits than I could handle. And the coffee. There's a little espresso bar hidden in the back that serves what locals claim is the best coffee in Adelaide. Here's a pro tip that a local taught me: go on a Saturday morning around 10 a.m. The energy is electric, there are often live musicians, and many vendors offer their best deals before the weekend rush. Number 10 Kangaroo Island Ferry Day Trip. Number 10 is going to blow your mind, and it involves those dolphins I mentioned earlier. Kangaroo Island. Now technically this requires leaving Adelaide for the day, but hear me out, this is the wildlife experience of a lifetime. A 45-minute ferry ride from Adelaide gets you to what's essentially Australia's Galapagos Islands. The moment you step off that ferry, you're in a different world. Wild kangaroos literally hopping along the beaches, echidnas crossing the roads, and here's the incredible part: at Seal Bay, you can walk among hundreds of sea lions lounging on the beach. But the dolphins. Oh my goodness, the dolphins. At Vivon Bay, I had dolphins swimming literally meters from shore. They're curious and playful, and if you're lucky enough to be in the water snorkeling, they might just come say hello. The landscapes here are otherworldly too. Remarkable rocks look like giant sculptures that aliens left behind, and the Flinders Chase National Park has hiking trails that lead to some of the most spectacular coastal views in Australia. Fair warning, you could easily spend a week here, but even a day trip will leave you speechless. Number 9 Adelaide Hills and Amp, Mount Lofty. Ready for breathtaking views? Number 9 takes us up to Adelaide Hills and Mount Lofty. Just 20 minutes from the city center, you're transported into a completely different world. Rolling green hills, charming villages that look like they're straight out of Europe, and views that will make your Instagram followers incredibly jealous. Mount Lofty summit is 727 meters above sea level, and the 360-degree views are absolutely incredible. On a clear day, you can see all the way to Kangaroo Island. But here's a secret the tour books don't tell you: sunrise from Mount Lofty is pure magic. I woke up at 5 a.m. to catch the sunrise, and watching the city wake up below while the sky exploded in colors above was honestly spiritual. And barely anyone else was there. It felt like having this incredible view all to myself. The villages here are fantastic too. Stirling, Aldgate, and Bridgewater feel like stepping into a storybook. Cozy cafes, antique shops, and some of the friendliest locals I've ever met. I had the most incredible German-style lunch in Hondorf, which is actually coming up later on this list. Speaking of incredible food experiences, wait until you see what's coming at number 7. It completely changed how I think about Australian cuisine. But first, let me ask you something. How many of you have been to Australia but only visited Sydney or Melbourne? I'm genuinely curious because Adelaide is proving to be such an incredible alternative. Leave a comment below with the Australian cities you visited, and if you haven't been to Australia yet, tell me which city is at the top of your list. And if you're planning an Australia trip after watching this video, you absolutely need to subscribe because I've got amazing content coming from all over Australia that you won't want to miss. Number 8. Adelaide Festival and AMP Fringe Season. Number 8 is for all you culture and entertainment lovers: Adelaide Festival Season. Every February and March, Adelaide transforms into Australia's cultural capital. The Adelaide Festival and Adelaide Fringe are massive events that bring artists from around the world. We're talking theatre, comedy, music, circus acts, and performances you literally can't see anywhere else. But here's what makes Adelaide special. Unlike Edinburgh or other festival cities where you need to book months ahead and pay premium prices, Adelaide still feels accessible. I watched world-class performances for the price of a movie ticket. The Fringe especially is incredible because it takes over the entire city. There are pop-up venues in parks, warehouses, bars, and even people's backyards. I saw a comedy show in someone's living room that had me crying with laughter. And the atmosphere. The entire city buzzes with creative energy. Street performers everywhere, pop-up food stalls, and everyone's just in this amazing celebratory mood. If you can time your Adelaide visit for festival season, absolutely do it. Even if you can't make it during festival season, Adelaide's art scene is thriving year-round with fantastic theaters, live music venues, and galleries. Number 7. Barossa Valley Wine Region. Here we are at number 7, the experience I promised would change your perspective. The Barossa Valley. Now, I thought I knew wine. I'd been to Napa Valley, Tuscany, even Bordeaux. But the Barossa Valley? This place is something else entirely. What makes Barossa special isn't just the wine, though the Shiraz here is absolutely world-class. It's the history. Some of these vineyards have vines that are over 150 years old. That means these exact vines were planted by German settlers in the 1800s and have been producing wine ever since. But here's what changed my perspective: it's not pretentious. Every winery I visited, from famous names like Wolf Blass to tiny family operations, treated me like family. They didn't just pour wine, they told stories, shared family history, and genuinely wanted me to understand their passion. I spent an afternoon with a fifth-generation winemaker who walked me through his vineyard, explaining how different soils affect the grape flavors. By the end, I could actually taste the difference. It completely changed how I appreciate wine. And the food pairings. Fresh local cheeses, artisanal breads, and olive oils that pair perfectly with the wines. I had a lunch that lasted 4 hours, and it was one of the best afternoons of my entire Australia trip. Number 6. Adelaide Street Art and AMP Laneways. Number 6 is for all you art lovers and Instagram enthusiasts: Adelaide's incredible street art scene. While Melbourne gets all the credit for street art, Adelaide has quietly developed one of the most vibrant and diverse street art scenes in Australia. And the best part? It's everywhere. The laneways between Hindley Street and Rundle Street are like open-air galleries. I discovered pieces by internationally recognized artists mixed with incredible local talent. And it's constantly changing. Every time I walk through, there was something new. But here's what I love about Adelaide's street art: it tells stories. There are murals celebrating Aboriginal culture, pieces that honor Adelaide's immigrant communities, and artworks that capture the city's unique character. I spent hours just wandering these laneways with my camera. Some of the most Instagram-worthy spots I've ever found. And many of the artists are happy to chat if you catch them working. I met one artist who was creating a massive 4-story mural and learned about the weeks of planning that goes into each piece. Pro tip: the best light for photography here is late afternoon when the sun creates amazing shadows and highlights on the artwork. Quick question for all the artists and creatives watching: what's your favorite type of street art? Murals, stencils, sculptures, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments. And speaking of creativity, if you're loving this deep dive into Adelaide's hidden gems, make sure you're subscribed because I've put serious time into researching these unique experiences that you won't find in typical travel guides. Now, we're getting into the top 5, and number 5 involves an adventure that most people think is impossible in a major city. Number 5, Cleland Wildlife Park. Number 5 is every animal lover's dream come true: Cleland Wildlife Park. Located in the Adelaide Hills, this isn't your typical zoo. This is one of the few places in the world where you can actually hold a koala. But it gets even better: you can hand-feed kangaroos and wallabies that roam freely throughout the park. The moment I walked into the kangaroo enclosure, I was surrounded by curious kangaroos looking for treats. These aren't timid animals, they're friendly, social, and absolutely adorable. One particularly cheeky wallaby kept trying to get into my backpack looking for more food. But the koala encounter was truly special. Holding a koala while learning about their behavior and conservation efforts was both educational and emotional. These animals are such an important part of Australia's ecosystem, and the park does incredible work protecting them. The park also has echidnas, wombats, and dozens of bird species including the hilarious kookaburras. I spent 10 minutes just listening to them laugh. It's the most joyful sound. What impressed me most was how natural everything felt. The animals have plenty of space, and the staff are clearly passionate about conservation and education. Number 4, Hahndorf German Village. Number 4 takes us to what feels like a completely different country: Hahndorf. This is Australia's oldest surviving German settlement, founded in 1839, and walking down the main street feels like stepping into Bavaria. The architecture, the food, even some of the shop signs are in German. But this isn't just a tourist attraction, this is a living, breathing community that has maintained its German heritage for over 180 years. I met 5th and 6th generation German Australians who still speak German at home and continue traditional crafts. The food here is incredible. I had authentic German sausages, pretzels that were bigger than my head, and strudel that transported me straight to Austria. There's a bakery that's been run by the same family for 4 generations using original recipes from Germany. And the beer. The local brewery serves traditional German-style beers in proper steins, and sitting in their beer garden felt exactly like being in Munich, except with gum trees instead of oak trees. The Christmas market here is legendary too. If you can visit in December, Hahndorf transforms into a winter wonderland with traditional German Christmas decorations, music, and crafts. It's the most authentic German Christmas experience you'll find in the Southern Hemisphere. Number 3, Port Adelaide and AMP, Dolphin Cruises. We're into the top 3 now, and number 3 brings us back to those dolphins I keep mentioning: Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide is where Adelaide's maritime history comes alive, but it's evolved into so much more. The historic buildings have been transformed into galleries, restaurants, and craft breweries, while maintaining their 19th century character. But the real magic happens on the water. The dolphin cruises from Port Adelaide are absolutely incredible. We're not talking about maybe spotting a dolphin in the distance, we're talking about pods of dolphins playing around the boat. The Port River is home to over 30 resident dolphins, and they're incredibly curious and playful. During my cruise, dolphins were jumping out of the water, surfing the boat's wake, and swimming so close I could have reached out and touched them. But here's something most people don't know: you can also swim with these dolphins. There are snorkeling tours where you can actually get in the water with wild dolphins in their natural habitat. It was honestly one of the most magical experiences of my entire life. The sunset cruises are spectacular too. Watching the sun set over the Gulf while dolphins play around the boat, it doesn't get more Australian than that. Number 2, Adelaide's food and bar scene. Number 2 celebrates something Adelaide does better than almost any other Australian city: food and drinks. Adelaide has quietly become one of the world's great food cities. The combination of incredible local produce, innovative chefs, and a competitive restaurant scene has created something special. I ate at restaurants that would easily earn Michelin stars if they were in Europe or America. The seafood is incredibly fresh, caught that morning and on your plate that evening. The beef comes from some of the best cattle stations in Australia, and the local produce is phenomenal. But it's not just fine dining. The bar scene here is world-class too. Small bars hidden down laneways serving craft cocktails that rival anything in New York or London. I found a speakeasy behind a pizza shop that serves cocktails made with native Australian botanicals. And the coffee culture. Adelaide takes its coffee seriously. Every neighborhood has fantastic cafes serving expertly crafted coffee with beans roasted locally. I had some of the best flat whites of my life here. The best part? The prices. You can eat incredibly well in Adelaide for half what you'd pay in Sydney or Melbourne. It's fine dining without the fine dining prices. Alright, we've made it to number 1, and I have to warn you, this might just convince you to book your Adelaide trip tonight. But before I reveal the absolute best thing to do in Adelaide, I need to ask, which of these experiences has surprised you the most? Drop a comment below with the number that made you go, wow, I had no idea. And if this video has inspired you to visit Adelaide, or if you're already planning your trip, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on, because I've got detailed guides for several of these experiences coming soon. Now, for number 1. Number 1, Adelaide's secret underground tunnels and historic squares. Number 1 is something truly unique that most Adelaideans don't even know exists: the secret underground tunnel system and historic squares. Beneath Adelaide's city centre lies a network of tunnels and cellars dating back to the 1800s. These were originally built for storage and transportation, but many have been forgotten by time. Some have been transformed into wine cellars, underground bars, and even speakeasies. I discovered an underground cocktail bar that you access through what looks like a maintenance door in a laneway. Inside, it's like stepping back into the 1920s: exposed brick walls, dim lighting, and cocktails that are works of art. But the real secret is Adelaide's squares. While most cities have one central square, Adelaide has 5 beautiful squares designed into the original city plan. Each has its own character and often hosts events that tourists never hear about. Victoria Square is the official heart of the city, but Hindmarsh Square has the best food trucks and local markets. Light Square transforms into an outdoor cinema in summer, and Whitmore Square has live music performances that rival any concert venue. Here's the incredible part: you can walk underground connections between some of these areas. There's a whole hidden Adelaide beneath your feet that connects shopping centers, parking garages, and even some hotels. It's like a secret city within the city. And the best discovery? In one of these underground areas, I found remnants of the original 1800s city infrastructure: old stone walls, vintage signage, and even parts of the original horse and cart roads. It's like an archaeological site hidden beneath a modern city. So there you have it, the 15 absolutely best things to do in Adelaide, Australia. From swimming with wild dolphins to exploring secret underground tunnels, from world-class wine regions to hidden street art galleries, Adelaide has completely blown me away. But here's what I love most about Adelaide: it still feels authentic. It hasn't been overrun by mass tourism yet, so you get to experience the real Australia, with genuine local interactions and discoveries around every corner. If you're planning your Australia trip, I honestly can't recommend Adelaide highly enough. It's got everything the big cities offer, but with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere that makes you feel welcome from the moment you arrive. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 15 experiences are you most excited to try? Are you team wildlife encounters, team food and wine, or team cultural experiences? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video has inspired you to explore Adelaide or anywhere in Australia, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. I've got amazing travel content coming from all over Australia and beyond that you absolutely don't want to miss. If you want more detailed guides for any of these experiences, I've got individual videos coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed to catch those. Thanks for exploring Adelaide with me, and until next time, keep adventuring.